Our 3 daughters were diagnosed with lupus. There was no cure for lupus.
14, 16, and 18 years old, they were afflicted with lupus, trying to help them live daily, happily, as best as possible.
Danielle's end-of-life care was much different than Deadra's end-of-life care. It left us kind of helpless in a way. So where Deadra was totally different.
Once we experienced the end-of-life care with Deadra, it was like, man, I wish we'd have found palliative care in Samaritan.
Yes.
Years. Excuse me.
Or they would have found us.
They were both in a lot of pain, but when Samaritan stepped in, Deadra's pain was very minimal. Danielle's, unfortunately, she's had pain up until she passed away. So the pain management was very, very crucial with Samaritan.
Danielle had to kind of rough it out on her own. Deadra, in my opinion, really took on a really positive outlook on life because of Samaritan. She was heading down that path that Danielle was heading in the last 2 years of life, but once Samaritan stepped in, she gained a lot of confidence.
So we give back to make people aware and to let people know that there is help. We travel around and we speak about palliative. Before Samaritan, I've heard palliative, but I really did not know what it was.
Being able to spread the word about our experience and how impactful it was. So it triggered us being on a national platform, going to Washington, D.C. for their national convention and being on stage, talking to doctors.
When cure isn't possible, doctors somehow have to change modes.
The humanitarian aspect that palliative care kind of opens the door for. I keep going back to the palliative care way because that was so impactful. Death is a conversation that's avoided, but it really needs to be talked about because later on when that occurs and comes about, that process is a lot simpler and less toxic to families. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened to us. We know the difference from Danielle's passing to Deadra's passing.
She asked me because she knew that she wasn't going to be able to continue to work with Samaritan, but she asked me and told me how important it was that I step up and that I say something. She says, I need you to go. At that time, it was to go to Virginia to a conference. And I need you to speak. And she says, because everybody needs palliative care. So we've been making this journey ever since. We wanted Deadra's situation to take place in everybody's life. Her transitioning was peaceful. She was calm. She knew exactly what she wanted. She wasn't in any pain. It was just totally different. It's important. I've seen it work with my own eyes. I've seen them change her life. I've seen the changes and the difference it can make in a community. You live, you have palliative care, and then you die. And palliative care is a much better way and a much easier way to do rather than just to live and to die.